Alright guys, what is going on? I'm here with one of my actually first reviews on this channel. Or tips, or whatever you want to call it. Because I'm going to be doing a lot more on here than just reviewing products and just like stuff I do on my main channel. This video is not the intro. That'll be, of course, the video before this. But the way I have stuff set up right now, I gotta do this video first, and then I'll film the intro. So for me, this is gonna be like one long recording, but for you guys, it's gonna be multiple videos that'll be going up on the same day. But for this video, just like in my intro, I talked about how my channel is gonna be based on reviewing of products, tips on how to do certain things, whether it be mods for games to stuff like shaving, which the next video that's going to be going up after this is actually going to be about safety razors and straight razors and all that stuff. Plus I'll kind of mix that in with shaving brushes, so that'll be a longer video than this one. This video, I actually want to kind of give you guys an idea of what you should do if you have something like a shave soap or something like this, which is a shave cream that you have to make a lather with. This is actually the same thing. The only difference is that this is more of a soap puck. So it's a hard soap that you just use the brush on. So in this video, I'm not going to be showing you guys how to make a lather with this, but I am going to be showing you how to make a lather with this instead. Now this is sandalwood scent. This is by the Art of Shaving. I think this is about $30. So I'll kind of link below a few other things that you could use rather than that, because I know not everybody has $30. I mean, I know when I got it, I was fortunate to where I actually had the extra that I could spend. And I wanted to try something different because I've been using this for the past couple months, which is good. This is Paraso. This is the sensitive skin one. I do have sensitive skin, which this is good for sensitive skin too. So the first step in creating a lather is getting the brush that you need and soak it in hot water for a little bit. I've been letting this soak in for a couple minutes, only because I was doing something else in the meantime. But a good mindset to have when you're doing this is to realize that you're going to make a mess. That's why I've got a towel right here. But give me a second so I can dump out the water, and I will be right back. Now you also have other kind of shaving bowls, which something like this. This is a shaving bowl. This is by Viking Revolution, and this is actually a pretty decent sized bowl. You can put the pucks in here, which I don't have any anymore, but I can list one down below. Or you can have something like this, which is called a mug or a scuttle. This is by GBS. So this, I should have waited to soak this because I could have shown you what the knot is supposed to look like when it's dry. But this is a badger brush. And badger brushes are kind of more of my favorite because you can get more of a thicker lather, rather than something like a synthetic brush, which they use synthetic hair instead. As far as I know, nothing is harmed, especially when it comes to badger brushes. I also have this that I just got the other day. This is a pure bristle brush, which I'm going to be using today when I shave because I need to shave. But I'm not shaving with this lather that I'm making now. This video is strictly so I can show you guys how to properly make a lather. I'm only not shaving with this because I am waiting for a different shave soap that I ordered that I was kind of hoping would be here by the time I made this video, but it wasn't, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into this. But if you're going to get something like this, like the Parasso, mine is actually a little dirty. This is not facial hair, this is hair from my brushes. I do clean it, but the last time I shaved, I guess I didn't. So what you can do is either put in some hot water and leave it in for like 30 seconds, or if you use like a synthetic brush, you could, this you don't have to soak. This you just kind of gotta like swirl in the water for a minute, like hot water, and then what you can do is you can squeeze the knot into the puck so that you can get some water in there, and then you just swirl it around until you get some lather, and then you can face lather, which is generally how I do it. Or you could get some of that on the brush and then actually make a lather in the bowl. But for this is a cream. So what you do for this is make sure you sprinkle out some water. I do this a little bit so I can get the cream on the hairs, like a good amount. You don't gotta go crazy with how much you put on. So I think that's about good. Now just know that it will be loud when you start to make the lather, because the handle's gonna be clinking around on here. So when you do it, like I have just the tiniest drops of water in here just so it can stay as a good lather. But you just go in here and you just start swirling it. And already, that wasn't even 15 seconds, I don't think. This, to me, is a qualifying lather. Because it really all depends on the person. But I'm not a big fan of like very thin lathers. So if you like something like a thinner lather, then it actually might be in your best interest to use something like a synthetic brush. But if you want something like how this is, more of a thick lather, then definitely go for something like a badger brush, or like I showed a little bit ago, my bristle hairbrush. So you can usually keep going. They usually say to mix the lather for about 30 seconds to a minute, but I usually go pretty fast when I'm doing my lather, so I usually have a good lather within less time of that. Because I've seen people when they're creating a lather and they just do this like a minute, but I don't have time to just sit around, so I just go. And it's not to say that, well, actually, like the kind of like the longer you go, the thicker lather you'll have, but this little bit alone is good enough for 3 passes. And that's generally what you do, because you'll do one with the grain, across the grain, and against the grain. So if you'll give me a minute so I can go wash my hands real quick, I'll be right back. Alright, so the sandalwood to me is actually one of my favorite scents besides bay rum. So like, I guess if I had to make like a tier list, I would say bay rum, Gaelic tweed, and then sandalwood. I guess I would say something like that. There are a bunch of shaving products out there, especially when it comes to soaps and all that stuff. But yeah, so I'll make a video on like actually shaving, like the steps you should do. Maybe next week or by the end of this week or something, I'll have a video up for it. Because then I can show you guys the steps on actually shaving, especially with a safety razor if you've never shaved with a safety razor before. Now, not everybody does, but I do use a pre-shave cream. They have a pre-shave oil, which I also have. This is the one by Parasso. This is their, oh god, I forgot what it's called. But it's the green one. It's actually got menthol in it, so it's gonna keep your face like nice and cool after the shave and everything. But yeah, so this is how you would create a good lather. This is more than enough for 3 passes. This is actually for probably 5 or 6. So all depends on the person. If you wanted something a little bit smaller, you could just use something like this and then just make a lather in here. So all depends on the person. But yeah, so anyway, if you already know how to shave, of course, if you were just watching this video to know how to make a good lather, which to me, I like a thick lather. I don't like a thin. So thank you for watching the video, if that's all you were looking for. But just before you head out, I do want to say that if you are shaving with a safety razor or a straight razor or whatever, use this. It's an alum block. A-L-U-M. If you don't know what this is, after you shave, if you have any like nicks or cuts or anything, run the alum block under cold water. It's going to sting, I'm not gonna lie. And then put it around your face, but wash your face first, so that you don't have any shaving cream or soap or whatever on it. But use that because it does help. It tightens up the skin and kind of like cuts off where you're bleeding at. For the most part, leave it on. I'll usually leave mine on for a little bit. They say like 30 seconds maybe, but what I'll end up doing is I'll wash my face, I'll put on the alum block, and then I'll clean out my stuff like this, and then I'll clean my safety razor, and then I'll wash it off. And you wash it off with cold water. But yeah, like I said, if you were just here for the lather, thank you for sticking around. If you want something more on the lines of actual steps on what you should do to correctly shave your face, I say correctly, I'm just saying the way I know. I've looked up multiple videos because safety razors are a lot different than a cartridge razor. But that's what I'll mainly be shaving with for the majority of this channel. So yeah, if you guys enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later.